Well, sometimes when a consumer hadn't called you and the tree is there waiting for a good gust of wind, and unfortunately in our weather it's certainly happened a time or two, it's the wind or the tree itself blows into the roof, and that's where we have Bill Landfeld from Dayton Roof and Remodeling Company at your service. Bill, why don't you tell us a little bit about Dayton Roof and Remodeling?
Well, we've been in business since 1947, so we're a pretty established company, and we strive to specialize in roofing, siding, gutters, all the ancillary things on the exterior of a home. We don't get into services that we aren't expert in. We don't do bathroom remodeling or kitchen remodeling, so we stick with those. We're very well versed in that area, and we do residential homes primarily, and that's our business, and we know it inside and out.
Okay. What about the recent storms here? How has this impacted your business?
Well, just like Tracy's, our business has accelerated quite a bit, and we've added staff internally to handle the calls and try to get out and give people the estimates that they need, that they can turn into their insurance companies, and that's primarily what we're working with right now, is insurance companies and homeowners that have had damage due to hail and wind and tree limbs hitting the roofs. We've got quite a few calls like that.
Yeah. Especially in your industry and with the storm, we've had a lot of companies from outside of Dayton coming in here to provide services. What are your thoughts on that? And
well,
any cautions?
Yes, I would caution a homeowner. Since a homeowner, their most important investment is their house. And the roof, of course, of the house protects the entire house.
Right.
And I would say, just like in other areas of life, education is so important. Educate yourself. The recent damage from this storm isn't going to cause immediate problems with the house. In other words, most people's roof isn't leaking right now. So they've got the time to take time, investigate, educate yourself, find out who you're going to deal with. You talk to your insurance company. They will give you some guidelines. In this kind of work, I would say it's crucial that you get somebody with an established track record to perform your repairs and put your house back in shape. And roofs are prone to all kinds of weather problems in the winter, ice and snow and rain and wind. And maybe down the road, if you dealt with a company that's no longer here, you have some problems on hand. But somebody like ourselves that's been around, we're here to service people after the fact.
Okay. Well, we know that there are those individuals, and especially because of the volume of the storm, sometimes an out-of-town company has room on their roster that a local company who's been here from the beginning, and a bit overwhelmed with the projects that they have. What advice, though? So someone they turn to a company that's from outside of Dayton. What advice would you have for them in working with this company to make sure that things go as best as they possibly can?
What I would say is I would tend to deal with somebody that has a proven track record. It's just from day one. With the internet and the availability of cell phones, it's easy to represent yourself as being local when you're not. And we do, being a local company, our money goes back into the neighborhoods. It goes back into the areas. Our employees, work here, spend here, live here. So we're not here today and gone in 6 months. And the only reason I speak from that way is from experience, because during Hurricane Ike, we've got tons of phone calls from people 2 years later, I need some service on my roof. And my advice is usually to call the company that puts your roof on. And the answer is they're no longer around. And that's just the nature of companies that travel around and work different storms.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about some scams in your industry?
Some of the scams, a lot of a red flag for people should be if somebody wants a lot of money up front to do a job. Usually when that happens, somebody's working on a shoestring budget, a company, and they're using your money to pay off last month's bills. Then when it comes time to do your job, they don't have as invested interest in it to get it done as quickly or anything because they've been paid up front. Or a lot of times companies will ask for materials and money for labor and without even starting a job. So that would be a caution to a consumer. And again, go back to your Better Business Bureau, research, how long has this company been in business? Have they been around? And a thing I always suggest to people is ask the people that you work with. Ask your friends, ask other family members, who have you had work for you? Do you have any suggestions? If it's a trusted friend, they shouldn't lead you wrong.
Sure. Well, your company has been standing with the Better Business Bureau for trust and ethics for a good number of years.
Yes.
Why is this so important to you and to your company?
Well, first of all, it's one of the first things I will say to a customer after I've, given them a quote, is check us out. Check any company you're going to deal with out. And I'm proud to say that to the customer. I mean, I have complete confidence that checking us out will give them good results. I can also furnish references in the area of people that we have done work for. And they're free to call, check us out, not only with the Better Business Bureau, but with our references.
Okay. Well, because of the storms, your industries has certainly kept us busy. The phone lines have been ringing off the hook. The people accessing the internet and the number of reports and lists that we send out with names of BBB accredited businesses in tree service, roofers, home remodeling has been very extensive. We're proud to stand with both of you for trust and ethics in this marketplace, dealing specifically with the issues that you deal with. Dayton and the region, actually the nation, has been hit with some pretty harsh weather, and we're very fortunate that we have organizations like your organizations to be able to turn to. So we appreciate your support. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Without the support of our accredited businesses, we wouldn't be able to do the wonderful things that we do for the community. One of the heartening things that we have is that the message is out there. People know that your Better Business Bureau is a resource, and our numbers of people contacting us with pre-purchase decision-making issues is climbing steadily every year. And we also know that there are things that slip through the crack, and you may have a problem with a business, with an accredited business. Having a complaint isn't a bad thing. It's how the business handles those particular complaints. And so we do have people turning to us, and we're proud to be a resource for them as a third-party communicator to open up those lines of communication to get things solved. And because of the support of our great accredited businesses, we're able to do some things in the community, and Terene has a list of some of our upcoming events.
I do. On September 28th, we'll have our 3rd annual breakfast panel with the Institute for Business Integrity at Wright State University, the Nutter Center's Berry Room. And that's an opportunity to come out and listen and learn more about our recent Eclipse Integrity Award winners and our 2nd annual Torch Award honoree. Finally, coming up on October 22nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., we'll have our biannual Secure Your ID Day, and that's at PNC Mortgage in Miamisburg. You can bring up to 5 boxes or bags of your personal information to be shredded free on the spot. It's an opportunity to come out and gather information and just make sure your information is discarded safely and securely. So you can learn about those events and other events that are coming up by visiting our website, bbb.org, or you can call 222-5825 or our 1-800 number, 800-776-5301.
And we're very fortunate to have some great partners, those sitting across from us today,
Right.
but also the partners that we have to put on the events. MCL Cafeteria on Far Hills in Kettering has been a great supporter, and the food is excellent, and we get some great support from them over the last several years. Wright State University, one of our great community partners, especially the business school, and Dr. Farmer and all the support that he's given us to put this. Dr. Who?
Joseph Patrick.
That's right, who helps us coordinate this particular event for his class.
Yes.
And then PNC
Mortgage,
one of our founding members, and also Confidential Material Destruction.
Absolutely.
Raymond does an awesome job of getting things taken care of
He does.
in a short window of opportunity that we have.
Yeah, it's
This
awesome.
is a very special time coming up for your Better Business Bureau because 2012 will mark the 100th anniversary of your Better Business Bureau. The first one.
You don't even look 100.
Can
Wow,
believe
you
that?
wear that
I'm starting
so
to age here
well.
a little with the sun. That fall sun is really getting
I know, yes.
but we will be kicking off that celebration in October of this year,
Right.
Getting ready for a lot of different things next year, including our Eclipse Integrity Awards in 2012. And we're going to have some special things that we're doing there. I won't ruin the surprise for anyone
Don't.
because Sherry probably doesn't
Building
even
up
know
the
about some of the
excitement.
surprises that we have in place.
Right.
So we're excited about 2012 and celebrating our 100 years of working all across North America, trying to build trustworthy and ethical marketplaces.
That's right.
That's right, all across North America.
One business at a time.
That's right. So again, we'd like to thank our guests. Who are our guests, Terene?
Tracy Haley from the Haley Tree Company.
Thank you.
And Bill Landefeld, Dayton Roof and Remodeling Company.
Okay,
Thank
we really,
you.
truly appreciate
We
the
do.
insight that you all have provided to us today. I know that our consumers are very appreciative of it too. Please continue to do the good work, and thank you again for standing with us for trust and ethics in this marketplace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm John North for Terene Chatfield with Your Better Business Bureau. Thank you to our viewers, our consumers, and businesses alike that are watching the program today, and we hope to see you in the very near future. Terene, do you have anything to add to
Just
that goodbye?
As our guest stated earlier, don't forget to do your research, pre-purchase information. So a little bit of research beforehand can help reduce the headache and cost, time, and money afterwards. So you can always get on our website, check out our business reviews on various companies, locally and nationally, internationally. And just make sure you're spending your money with a company that you can trust.
That's great. Again, John North, Terene Chatfield for Your Better Business Bureau. We'll see you next month.